So, Crystal, don't be heartbroken over this. This ain't no attack. This is all love. Y'all see what black women are capable of when they reach what they're supposed to be?
Yeah.
In the right environment. We can see the trolls are laughing right now because of what you went through, and you shouldn't do this again. But on the upside of that, the trolls just got to see what happens when divested young ladies and older ladies come together with love.
That's right. And I just said,
not kicking you when you're down, not saying, yeah, you shouldn't have, fuck you. No, excuse my French, young lady. But she said, I'm just trying to encourage you. She chose her words. She gave you a measured answer.
Yeah.
I'm loving you, Lucy. I'm loving you. I'm loving it.
Thank you.
She has way more cut than I do. I will admit that. But
yeah, I'm loving it.
I will say this. What they're also seeing right now, they're seeing a real sisterhood. Okay?
Yes.
They are seeing a sisterhood. They are seeing people that genuinely care about you, that genuinely love you and want to see you have what is best for you. We want you to live your best life. I want everyone all of the women that come here, I want them to live their best lives. And I don't have it all together. I still fuck up too. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not act like Vicky got everything going on. No, I fuck up too. Okay? All right? But I expect for us to live each other. Okay? You know, and what they're saying right now is that we are not going to abandon you. Okay? The real sisterhood. The sisterhood of black women that actually care about the well-being of other black women. This is what a sisterhood is. We come from all kinds of different backgrounds, different walks of life. We all have different experiences, but we're all aiming towards the same goal. We all are. Okay? And no one person in this chat is better than the other. I didn't fuck up so many times. I have fucked up so many times. I have done some really dumb shit. Okay? And at some point, I had to stop and ask myself, what is it that you're doing? I had to ask myself, what are you doing? Because this is a cycle that keeps repeating itself. I told myself that you need to change the way I saw myself. Because when I looked in the mirror, I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think I was good enough. And I thought I had an obligation to save everybody and get nothing in return. And that's how I know what I'm talking about. Because I had Wolfsburg syndrome. No, I never dated a crackhead, but I dated some flawed-ass men. Okay? Some really flawed men. And I had to say, okay, if you want to save somebody, save yourself. That's what I told myself. You can't say, I'm worthless to anybody else if I can't save myself. And if we want to really be here for each other, we have to look out this self-care. It is about self-care. You have to love on yourself. And not just that, Crystal, not just that, you have to forgive yourself. Oh, don't cry, sweetheart.
Oh, Crystal.
Don't cry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We here. We here.
Son, you okay? I'm sorry.
No. Don't you be sorry for what? For being human? For being a girl? For being a girl?
For being human.
Look at that chat. Look at that chat, Crystal. See all them hearts. You see them hearts? You see them hearts? See, people love you even when you fuck up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's just mother. The only reason why I did it, did that because I felt like, and as I said, I know what it's like to have a child. I actually felt that lady's pain through the phone. And I know I loved him like that too. I loved him like that too, but I can't take him. I can't do nothing with him.
Now look at that, Crystal. my 8th dog heard you crying and he came up here.
And that drug got him. That shit got him. I told the lady that, man, I don't know about your son. That drug got him. He's in there somewhere, but the drug got him. That crack is no fucking joke. Got him. There's nothing I can do for him. I gotta let him go. I can't.
Crystal, listen to me. This is She-Mac. When you met him, he had been on drugs for 22 years. He was never real. You're in love with a fantasy. He was gone before you met him. You were losing nothing. I know you don't feel like that, but he wasn't there. That was a fake con drug addict getting his way into your heart. He was never real. You ain't losing nothing. You ain't losing nothing. That present got anthrax inside of it. You don't want that. Yep. You ain't losing nothing. He's not there. He's not real.
He's not real. Something. I'm still here.
Go ahead, dear. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, just a little bit about me. I don't want to get too personal, but so I kind of left and went on my own whenever I was 14. So my dad, he got into drugs around like whenever I was 12 or something. It got really bad and it just wasn't safe for me. So I decided to leave and I left my dad behind, Crystal. He was not going to ruin my life. I left him behind. Now I'm almost done with nursing school. I am doing great. And Crystal, you have to leave people behind. I have no problem. I'll leave my dad behind. I have no problem because he was not about to ruin my life. So you can't be scared of putting yourself first. Even at 14, I knew I had to leave and go somewhere else where it's safe because like that situation I knew at that age it just wasn't good. Like now I'm almost done with college and I'm about to be a nurse and having a great career for the rest of my life. So if I wasn't going to decide to leave home at such a young age, God knows where I will be, you know? So you really just have to put yourself first as a woman and say, hey, this is what I want. And really a guy, we're really going to let, I'm 24, we're really going to let a guy like stand in our way of not like getting what we want in life. That sounds really silly to me. So
that's right. Look, every divestment person, I've seen Crystal and Cries on camera. I've heard Chrissy cry on camera. I've heard Kendall St. Charles get teared up on the live. So don't feel like you by yourself. Every person that I've listened to on YouTube has broken down. Okay? Because we're human. But like I told you, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. You need to forgive yourself. And I think this is that's more important than forgiving anybody else. Forgive yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself well. Okay? Don't look for nobody else to treat you well. You treat yourself well, and people will see how you treat yourself, and they'll follow suit. But if you don't treat yourself well, nobody else is going to feel obligated to treat you well. But they have to know that you put yourself first. Nobody else is going to put you first if you don't. Okay? But everybody cries. Everybody cries. I done got on here and cried before. So it happens. We are human. And I think that a lot of times black women don't feel like we have any humanity. We don't feel like we don't feel like we're entitled to humanity, like we can't be human. Because we have men and family members that treat us as though we're less than human. Okay? And we're lifting ourselves up out of the 8 pit. Okay? You're going to lift yourself out of the 8 pit and get yourself on terra firma on solid ground and start walking the walk. The first thing you have to do, though, before you do anything, is to be honest with yourself. And then after you're honest with yourself, forgive yourself. That's what you do.
Okay.
And I want to make you laugh. My 8th dog heard you crying. And he even got sad. He wanted to jump up here and sit by the phone, listen to you. And you got dog feelings hurt. Okay? So you really need to get yourself together. But before you can do anything, See, the reason why you change the subject so much is because the thing that we don't want to accept sometimes, we don't want to look in the mirror. We don't want to come to terms, because guess what? Change is hard. And the hardest change is changing yourself. Okay? And what you're not trying to change yourself into a person that you're not. You're trying to come into the person that you are. And in order to find out who you really are, you gotta face the ugly truth. We all have. We all have. I remember when I went off to get my master's of law, and I was by myself. I was in law school, and there was nobody there with me. And it was a rural area. There was nothing much around. And I found myself on Fridays and Saturdays because I was studying like a dog every other day. But on those Friday nights, those first few weeks, I had time to think about my life. And you know what? There were a lot of things that I discovered about myself that I didn't fucking like. And I had to do some self-reflection. What is it that you keep doing wrong? Because something is not right.
It's not just milkman. It's not just milkman.
I know it's not. I know it's not. This is a pattern.
I wish my father was in my life.
Crystal, I wish my father was in my life too, but I'm so happy that he's not, because he
about his father, and I met his father. And I know his father loves him. His father, I used to be like, who's that on the phone? He's like, oh, it's just my dad. And I'm like, just my dad? My dad never picks up the phone to call me. He doesn't know what that feels like. And I have a father that doesn't give two fucks about you.
Girl, my daddy shot his wife in the mouth. I'm so glad my daddy ain't raised me. I'm serious. Sometimes it's a blessing when our fathers aren't around, because they would do more harm than good. Okay? So don't feel bad about it.
What is it about me that he never stuck around? Like, how come he couldn't just be in my life?
Crystal, I'm sorry, Vicky. I gotta say something. You might not like what I got to say. That's the easy answer. It's something about me. My self-esteem is messed up. You know yourself that H don't like nothing nice. Okay? You know yourself that H don't like nothing nice. Yeah. So it has nothing to do with the child, the reason the person don't like them. We're way beyond that age of believing that. And because we see too many black men that abandon their children that are perfectly fine and beautiful. Mm-hmm. It's not that. This is a Band-Aid again. This is a Band-Aid. This is not the root of the problem.
It's not. Because I'm going to tell you something.
No.
Just get on here and we say that, you know how we always say a black boy and a black girl could be in the same house in a bad situation, and then one of them excel and one don't? Because you know what? At some point in our lives, we have to take accountability for the choices that we make. I know there's shapes that happen growing up, but at some point we have to take accountability. Accountability is hard. Accountability hurts. It hurts. But once once you finally do soul searching and you figure out what it is that you're doing, and then you forgive yourself, you're gonna feel a lot better. You're going to be on the road to recovery. But until you face it, because ignoring it is not, that's going to get you back in this trap. Because believe it or not, there's more where milkman comes from. And you think he's the only one out there that's like that, that's many more where he can. And if you don't do some reflection and change what you're doing, you will attract another one just like it. That's the dangerous part. That's why self-reflection is important. You have to take responsibility, and you have to forgive it.
You might this is She-Mac, and I don't want to give Vicky blame because so you think this is about your father. This is not about your father, in my opinion. It's not about the father.
It's not.
What is it about that?
It's not about your father. Because you can't hang your damn daddy. Huh?
Let me tell you what I think this is.
I can't hear.
I could be wrong about it. I am not a sucker.
Okay, hold on, Becky. She got to pull herself together because nobody can hear you.
All right. Let her pull herself together.
Okay, yeah, give her time. Take your time.
I'm okay.
I was a teacher. I'm not and I had a lot of girls that were confide in me. They were 15, 16, 17, 18, some were 19. Okay? And what I know is a common thread that runs all of these situations, because I've seen things like this happen before. Okay? What happens is, and I'm just going to be frank and honest here. Okay? Most of the women in the text that relate to what I'm about to say. We grow up and we see other girls that nothing like us get the praise, get the accolades, get the attention, and we get overlooked and ignored. We don't get the advantages in life. Okay? We don't. And we grow up thinking that we're not good enough because our fathers don't think we're good enough. Our friends don't think we're good enough. You're always in the shadows. We're always in the corner somewhere hiding. Okay? And we never get the best things in life. And we grow up watching other girls that don't look like us pass us by. And we really start to digest and we put it in our system and our that we're not as good. That is why these eights call in and call us the names that they call us. That is by design. Because what they're doing is they are triggering those old wounds that we had as children that never really went away. Okay? We know, and I'm real here. We know that we've gone through these things. We know it. That we went through life thinking that we weren't good enough, that all the other girls that were lighter than us, that had the long straight hair, that had the green eyes. I'm just keeping it real. And even in school, the little boys would make fun of us. The little boys would talk about us. And then the girls would join in, okay? And then it would make us feel bad. All of the times when you went to a school dance and you were standing on the wall and nobody asked you to dance, or you didn't have nice clothes to wear to the ball or to the homecoming game, and you go in there and you're feeling thrown away because there's nobody there to make you feel special. And that's why these eights call in and call us these names, because those names, they trigger us. It puts you right back to where you were. Okay? And so we go through our whole lives, and the minute we start feeling good about ourselves, then there's some ape is going to come. And it ain't always an ape. It's just some person that says something that triggers us, and it takes us back to where we were, to where we started. And let's be honest with ourselves about these things, that we did a lot. And I mean, I can't relate to all of it, but I talked to enough girls to know. Every time we look in the mirror, as a little girl all the way up until now, that a lot of girls, and I've heard girls tell me this, that they would get in the mirror and put T-shirts on their heads and pretend like they had long hair, or you know, and just silly things like that that tell us that we are very insecure about who we are as Black women. And those names, they stuck. And that's how come when people call in and they call us those names, for some of us, we're past it. But for a lot of us, that hurts. It sticks to us. It pulls up something. Okay? And so that's how come when these eights call in, don't answer the phone. For one, I can handle the shit. But you're not in a place right now that you can handle that kind of abuse. And you laugh and you say it's funny and everything, and no effect on me, but it has an effect on you, spirit. And then you start thinking, well, I didn't think I would ever have anybody, so I guess I'll put up with this. And that's how we end up in these bad relationships. That's how we end up with bad friendships. That's just like that girl that called you, your friend that called you. It was obvious this girl was borderline abusive. And you kept talking to her. And you had her on the live talking about, was she exposing herself? No, she was not exposing herself. Her end goal was to trigger you. It was to trigger you and to bring you back to that little girl that looked in the mirror and thought she wasn't good enough. That's what it does. And no, it is not therapeutic. You're not exposing anybody. What they're doing is they're exposing you. And they're exposing that healed. That's what it's doing.
Yeah. That's what this is about.
I just want to say something. Sorry, don't want to interrupt.
Oh, go ahead. No.
I feel like this whole like feminist Black movement, it's been really popular this year, probably like last year. And this whole, this is really kind of a war between, like, I guess 5% or less of Black women who are like-minded like us, and then the rest, pretty much the rest of Black women and Black men. So the rest of the Black women and Black men, you better believe they are going to use this as ammo in this war that we're, I guess, fighting against each other.
Yes.
They're going to use this, and I hope, Crystal, I hope you're ready, because they're going to use this, these Black men on YouTube, they're going to use this, they're probably screen recording this conversation now.
They're recording.
And they're going to dog you. They're going to try to destroy you. Like, that's what they're going to do. And they're going to say, see, Black women, you're listening to her, but she doesn't even have any self-esteem, self-control. She doesn't even have a man. She's being like, they're gonna say all of these things to make you look bad. That's what they're gonna do. And I'm reading a lot of comments that said like you should end the live soon. And I really do think that you should end it soon. Maybe talk in private. But this just isn't a good look, because they're just going to use this information, and they're going to use this for years. You know them. They're just going to keep saying the same old thing over and over again.
Yes, because they're still playing. It's still playing PKs from when she cried. At one a couple of times, they still use those videos. And that was from years ago. They still use them. So don't, and you have to get yourself into a place where that stuff rolls off of your back, and you're not in that place yet. You're not. And it takes a lot of way.
Vicky, this is Sheila. Is there a way that me and you and Crystal can keep talking offline for a minute?
Sure.
Is Crystal, you okay with that?
What?
Me and Vicky and you keep talking offline? Ending the live and talking.
Yeah, if they told me to delete the live, I'm gonna delete it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who I need. I don't have Vicky's number or nothing. I can call back. Crystal, Vicky, you call back first because you're better at this than me. And I'll call in too. And then she can merge the call so we can talk.
Yes, she can merge it. Okay.
So we don't want you in the live and leave you alone.
Yes, but everybody's here for you. Okay, and like I said, I can remember a time when CK was so down in the dumps, they were dragging her so hard. She did nothing but cry on her show. And look at her now. So there is hope that it will get better. But I think that we probably should get off the phone.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
And everybody hung up. Vicky is still there. Hung up. And end the live. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to cry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna end the live, okay?